Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. I hope you all are fine. We are starting software engineering lecture. The topic of today is software sizing and estimation. You people know that we always start with motivational quotation, and motivational quotations always motivate us immensely. Today's motivational quotation is: most people do not listen with the intent to understand, most people listen with the intent to reply. First try to understand the intent, then try to reply. Let's start our lecture. Formal lecture. The outline of the formal lecture of today is: what is software sizing and estimation, importance of software sizing techniques, advantages and disadvantages of different approaches applied, sizing steps and sizing standards. At the end of the lecture we'll have a little summary of the lecture and what will be the next. Let's start. What is software sizing and software estimation? Both terms are used synonyms. Both terms are synonyms used in software engineering. Software sizing and software size estimation is an activity in software engineering that is used to determine or estimate the size of the software application or component in order to able to implement software प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजमेंट एक्टिविटीज. सॉफ्टवेयर साइजिंग ये है कि सॉफ्टवेयर एप्लीकेशन या किसी भी कंपोनेंट में कितनी एफर्ट रिक्वायर होगी उसे कंप्लीट करने के लिए, कॉस्ट की उसके इन टर्म ऑफ लाइन ऑफ कोड एंड इन टर्म ऑफ स्टाफ, उसको एस्टिमेट करना सॉफ्टवेयर साइजिंग कहलाता है. Importance of software sizing. Software project management is the process of planning, implementing and monitoring, controlling, leading and managing software projects. These are the phases of software project management. It is sub-discipline of project management. Software sizing and estimation is a sub-discipline of software project management and it's part of planning. For the successful completion of software project development process, perfect planning is necessary. Size is the base factor to determine effort, duration, schedule and cost. Estimation of the software is an essential part of software project management. It helps the project manager to further predict the effort and time which will be needed to build the project. Various measures are used in software size estimation. Some are listed below: line of code, number of entities in ER diagram, total number of processes in detailed data flow diagram and function points. Other software measures also exist, but we will consider in this lecture only these. In our discussion, these measures will be discussed later. Line of code counts the total number of lines of source code in the project. The unit of line of code are kiloline of code, n kiloline of code, non-comment line of code, and KDSI, thousands of delivered source instructions. Advantages. Every technique, every approach has some advantages and disadvantages, pros and cons. Also the advantages and disadvantages of line of code are universally acceptable and is used in many models like COCOMO. Estimation is clearer, developer's perspective, simple to use. And the disadvantages are: different programming languages contain different number of line of code, no proper industry standard exists for this technique. It is difficult to estimate the size using this technique in early stages of the project. Second is the number of entities in ER diagram. The ER model provides a static view of the project. You already know the ER diagram is the structural design of any database project. Number of entities, अगर किसी भी एक ER diagram में ज़्यादा होंगी तो उसे develop करने की effort ज़्यादा लगेगी और उसका time भी ज़्यादा require होगा. इस तरह से इसके भी advantages और disadvantages हैं. Size estimation can be done during initial stages of planning. A number of entities is independent of programming technologies, and disadvantages are: no fixed standards exist. Some entities contribute more project size than other. Like function point analysis is less used in cost estimation model. And function point is converted into line of code. You already know. And the third approach is number of processes in detailed data flow diagram. It is self-explanatory. Data flow diagram represent the functional view of the software. The model depicts the main processes, functions involved in the software, and the flow of data between them. Utilization of number of functions in data flow diagram to predict the size. अगर data flow diagrams अगर parts किसी भी data flow diagram में बहुत ज़्यादा हैं तो it means कि उसमें उसे develop करने की effort ज़्यादा होगी. Advantages of this approach are it is independent of programming languages. Each major process can be decomposed into smaller processes. And the disadvantages are study similar kind of processes to estimate size, take additional time and effort. ये overhead है किसी भी एक प्रोजेक्ट को फाइंड करने के लिए, लेकिन ये बहुत ज़्यादा यूजफुल होता है. All software projects are not required to construction of DFDs. मेजरमेंट्स के बहुत सारे स्टैंडर्ड्स एग्जिस्ट करते हैं. CISO SQ has published 2 standards for automating the measurement of software size. Automated function points measure the functional size of the software, and automated enhancement points measure the software size of the both functional and non-functional code in one measure. IFPUG एक ग्रुप है, इंटरनेशनल फंक्शन पॉइंट यूजर ग्रुप, जिसने इन फंक्शन पॉइंट एनालिसिस की मेथोडोलॉजी को डिवाइस किया था. Function point has measured manually and counts can vary by plus minus 10% among certified counters. हर एक टेक्निक की लिमिटेशंस होती हैं. तो फंक्शन पॉइंट एनालिसिस की जो लिमिटेशंस हैं, फंक्शन पॉइंट has been difficult to use during maintenance and enhancement activities because they do not measure non-functional code. Automated enhancement points were defined to solve this challenge by measuring the size of both functional and non-functional code and summing them into a function point like measure. Core metric categories, ये एक मैंने आप लोगों को एक URL दिया हुआ है. इस URL से आप इस टॉपिक पे अगर और ज़्यादा तफसील के साथ इन स्टेप्स को देखना चाहते हैं जो कोर मेट्रिसेस को कैलकुलेट करने के लिए अप्लाई किए जाते हैं, तो आप उनकी तफसील इस URL से देख सकते हैं. यहाँ पे हम सिर्फ और सिर्फ उनके सिर्फ हम उन स्टेप्स के बारे में बात कर लेते हैं. अगर आपको इनकी तफसील चाहिए तो हम ऑनलाइन सेशन में उनको देख लेंगे, या आप लोग इस URL से उनसे रीड आउट कर सकते हैं. Identify at a minimum the following attributes of the software project could be measured: cost in terms of staff, effort, phase, effort and total effort, defects found are corrected, process characteristics such as development languages, process models and technologies, project dynamics including changing or growth in requirement or code and schedule, project progress, software structure in terms of size and complexity. तो इन कोर किसी भी एक मीट्रिक को जब आप कैलकुलेट करते हैं, कंप्यूट करते हैं, तो आपको इन जनरल ये एडवांटेजेस कोई एक प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर उन मेजर से ले सकता है. आप अगर साइज़ को मेजर करना चाहते हैं किसी भी सॉफ्टवेयर के, तो ये 10 स्टेप्स हैं. एस्टैब्लिश एस्टिमेट स्कोप एंड पर्पस विदाउट एनी इंटेंट और पर्पस. कभी भी सॉफ्टवेयर मेट्रिसेस कलेक्ट नहीं करने चाहिए. तो सबसे पहले सॉफ्टवेयर प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर की ये रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है कि वो जो सॉफ्टवेयर मेट्रिसेस कलेक्ट करना चाह रहा है उनका स्कोप और पर्पस इस्टेब्लिश करे. इस्टेब्लिश टेक्निकल बेस ग्राउंड्स, कलेक्ट डेटा, सॉफ्टवेयर साइजिंग मेथड अप्लाई करे, प्रिपेयर बेस लाइन्स एस्टिमेट्स, क्वान्टिफाई रिस्क्स, रिजल्ट्स को कंप्यूट करे और उसके बाद उनका एनालिसिस करे और रिस्क एनालिसिस परफॉर्म करे ऑन द बेस ऑफ मेजरमेंट्स, ऑन द बेस ऑफ सॉफ्टवेयर मेट्रिसेस, estimate validation and review, generate a project plan on the basis of risk analysis and interpretation of software matrices, generate a project plan or document estimates and lesson learned, and track project throughout the development. Thank you very much. The topic of our discussion is ended. Now we end up with a beautiful verse of Urdu poetry. दाग देलवी तेरी सूरत से किसी की नहीं मिलती सूरत, हम जहाँ में तेरी तस्वीर लिए फिरते हैं. Thank you very much. The main purpose of this course is to do it yourself. Always try to learn at your own. Thank you very much.